On this episode of Data Unknown, we travel 7,000 miles to the second largest country in the world, a place that 1 out of every 6 humans calls home, a land with over 1,000 languages and the birthplace of algebra, trigonometry, calculus, and the true value of the number 0, without which computers would not exist. What do you do when 1.25 billion people want their data? Well, that's what we're here in India to find out. I'm Steve Kenniston. This is Data Unknown. New Delhi is the home of Nextra Data, a managed services company that has found its place in the heart of India. I asked CEO Neil Pollock to describe what business in India is like.
Doing business in India is the same as doing business anywhere else in the world. The principles are the same, but the way business is done here is different. This is the single most exciting place in the world to be at the moment in terms of technology, evolution and revolution. One of the things that India has taught me is that there is a time and a place for everything.
That time is now, and India is the place. Because in addition to being the world's 3rd largest economy, analysts predict that by 2050, India will surpass China's population and become home for 1.7 billion people. Neil shared with me his journey in India.
I've always been an enterprise guy, and I came over here, spent about a year and a half, and then the guy who was running the enterprise division at the time said to me, there is this fledgling managed services capability. I want you to go into the business and tell me, can we grow this business? And I said, the opportunity here in this market alone is enough to sustain growth in this business. Once that was established, the discussion then became, how best do you leverage that growth in the market? And therefore it gave us the ability to clearly focus on the growth of this particular business in this market at this particular point in time.
And growth here is the magic word. India's market growth is absolutely staggering.
This is a country and this is a market which is not afraid of technology. You're in an environment where 20% growth is not an issue. The way the Indian market adapt and adopt to technology is phenomenal. And all I see is growth. What I've also witnessed is the rapid evolution of voice to data, the accelerated growth of phones being used for data.
And the numbers back up Neil's observations. In 2015, India had more people using the internet than the entire population of the United States. Why? Because in India, 60% of the population uses mobile phones to access the internet. From 2014 to 2015, that mobile market grew by 26%. Mobile phones connect India. They have become a part of the culture and lifestyle of the modern India. Not long ago, it would have taken years to connect a landline to your home. And as I learned at dinner with the team, India is making up for lost time. And they do all the same things we do, including things like fantasy football, cricket. But when you start thinking about how data, because that's your daily business, how it affects what you do, in your passion, right? There's always an interesting story.
We do have a fantasy IPL also. We can choose players from different teams, and then we can make a dream team.
Build your own dream team.
Exactly.
So when you have 1 billion people, they share a lot of information, which begs the question, who's taking care of all of that valuable data?
The number one challenge is security. Companies trust us with their IT infrastructure. Infrastructure that in the old world was managed entirely in-house, and you give it to Nextra and we manage it for you. And the concept is that we can do it more efficiently because we're not doing it just for one customer. We're doing it for 100 customers or 1,000 customers.
With thousands of customers all over India, the cloud becomes the next logical step. Neil shared with me his thoughts.
It's here. Cloud is here. It is absolutely the next generation because a lot of direction is coming from boards now to CIOs saying, we're moving to the cloud. The mantra is, it'll make us more agile, it's more reliable, it's core business for somebody else. Let's move this particular part of our business to someone who does this every day of the week.
And that's great advice coming from someone who knows a lot about managing important data. In the end, Neil sums up his role like this.
My vision for Nextra is to bring world-class technology, world's best technology to the Indian market, and then provide it to them at the right price.
The Data Unknown trip to India was an eye-opening experience. We saw firsthand an ancient culture surging towards the future by quickly embracing cutting-edge technology and connecting to the internet that unites us all. What's next for India? I don't know, but one thing's for sure, it's going to be big. This is Data Unknown.